This is a really competitive market in Southern Oregon right now, and so if a house goes up listed at the right price, frequently there are multiple offers very quickly on that house. And so buyers are trying desperately to make their offer feel, or actually be, stronger or better than other offers. A lot of times, as they are trying to do this, if they're already paying as much as they possibly can pay for the house, buyers will be looking and trying to find other ways that they can make their offer seem better than existing other offers. And one of these ways that buyers tend to lean towards is the removing or waiving of contingencies. And I just wanted to speak up really quick about this and say, first of all, it does make your offer look pretty strong, but second of all, you really need to be careful when you're doing this. In Oregon, property is sold as is, so if you waive the contingencies, it just means you're buying the property as it is, and that's great for the sellers. But for you as a buyer, you don't want to purchase a property and then move in and then find out that it needs a whole new septic tank because the septic system isn't working and waste is flowing up through the ground in the backyard, and that's what your new house smells like. You don't want to find that. As a buyer, you don't want to buy a house and move in, and then on the first big rain, find that the roof is leaking terribly and you're worried it's going to fall in. You don't want to find these things after the sale. You may still buy a house that has yucky stuff bubbling out of the ground in the backyard because it needs a new septic tank. You may still buy a house that has a lot of leaks and it needs a new roof. But as a buyer, you want to know about those things before you purchase the house. That is the reason that the real estate contract would typically have time frames in place for you to do inspections and make sure that you're happy with the condition of the property. Now, in a really busy, crazy market, it is important to realize when you purchase a house, you put some earnest money down as a down payment. The earnest money is part of your down payment, but you also are putting that earnest money down to tell the sellers that yes, I'm serious about purchasing this place. I'm going to bring this much money to the escrow company or the client trust account or wherever you're putting it right now to prove to you how serious I am about purchasing this house. And that money is what's on the line if you back out of the sale before closing. And so if you were the one purchasing a house with a failing septic system and you waived your inspection contingency and then you still somehow found out that the septic system was failing and you decided to walk away from the deal because who wants to buy a house with sewage coming out of the backyard ground? Nobody. If you walk away from that deal and you have already waived the contingency, what's at risk? What's at risk is the earnest money. The sellers would keep whatever money you have put down on the table as earnest money for your sale. So you may decide that you only put $1,000 down earnest money. It is worth the chance of potentially losing $1,000 if you find something so horrifically wrong with the property that it's a total deal breaker. You may choose that it's worth it to take that risk. If you know that there's already 10 offers on the table and yours is offer number 11 and all of the other offers, you don't know what they're worth, but you feel like the house is super, super valuable, the perfect house for you, and you can't pay a penny more, and so you're trying to decide how to make your offer be the strongest one, you may choose to waive your inspection contingencies. Plenty of people do it. The thing at risk is your earnest money. I just wanted to take a minute and come on here and talk about it, that at least if you do choose to waive your inspection contingencies, that you understand what that means. That means if you find a major problem, total deal breaker, and you walk away, you lose the earnest money. Knowing that, you can talk with your agent, talk it through and decide if this is something that's worth it for you to make your offer be the best. In general, as an agent, I would totally advise against it, but you and your agent can talk together to choose the perfect best way to present your offer as the strongest offer to get you the chance to purchase this house if you have found one that's the perfect house for you. So best of luck. Of course, if you're looking for an agent in Grants Pass, Medford, Southern Oregon to represent you, I always have time for another client and I'm happy to help. If you give me a call, I'm Anastasia Hendrick. I'm with Century 21, JC Jones American Dream. The office number is 541-476-6502. And you can call me on my cell at 541-226-6448. And I'll be happy to help. Best of luck.